I thought it might be fun to take a look back at 2020 in the garden. First we'll look at a condensed version, then we'll look at the whole year from January through December. In January, I spend a lot of time planning for the upcoming gardening season and daydreaming about how it might turn out. In February, when the weather allows, I get a little work done outside and I start planting a few seeds indoors. In March, even though I'm still planting seeds, when the weather's warm enough, I begin to take plants outside and harden them off in preparation for the day that they'll go out permanently. April is when a lot of things outdoors start coming to life, and that's also when I start planting a lot of our early spring crops, conditioning the bales, filling the grow bags with soil, and that's also when the bananas start coming to life. By early May, I have all of my tomato plants and pepper plants in the ground, as well as my sweet potato slips. It's also when a lot of the early spring crops that we had planted start to come to life and grow a little. June is when the garden shifts into high gear as many plants start to react to the warmer soil temperatures. It's also a time when we get to enjoy more stuff out of the garden. I really look forward to July in the garden because that's when we get to enjoy a lot of the stuff that we've taken care of all spring. And it's especially nice to get some homegrown ripe tomatoes. It's also a time when some of the peppers start to ripen. From August to the first frost is when the peppers really start to shine. We grew a lot of varieties for the first time in 2020, and we'll be growing a lot of varieties for the first time next year. In September, we're still harvesting peppers, beans, tomatoes, and a few other things, like sweet potatoes. Our sweet potatoes did really well in 2020, and I'm expecting them to do just as well in 2021. Even though we still do quite a bit of harvesting in October, that's when I start getting a little more serious about garden cleanup. as the plants start to get worn out. October is also a very busy time of year for saving seeds. By the middle of November, I have most of the garden cleaned up, and cold weather is starting to settle in. In December, we're in the early stages of planning for next year, and it all starts over again. If you're just now finding this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We'll see you next time.